Want a live interview with Viral Hip Hop News? Email me, Sam Ant, at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com. Let's go.
Man, I know we rocking 30 minutes in. Let me knock this last one. I was late.
Yeah.
So Dame, he was on Dame, excuse me, not Dame. Memphis Bleek was on Drink Champs. And he was talking about Dame Dash. And he pretty much said that Jay-Z would never speak to Dame and Dash again. I'm gonna play this clip right here and get your thoughts on it.
You don't see no future where that happens. Cross the line, that's no return, bro. You know them art of dialogue interviews. Like, I don't know how much you get paid for that shit or whatever, but it's like when you speak on personal issues, a man's kids, a man integrity, and you know going through cases and shit, and you speaking on that, it's like it's no return from that, bro. It's like that's the button. But they say George Bush the button. That's the button. Right. How do you even talk to a nigga about a nigga who talked about him like that? I don't even know how to bring that conversation up to a man. Like, you know, that's been ridiculed and dragged through the media by a nigga that you called your bro. That would question your integrity. How do you even bring that up? Like I told.
Very interesting that Bleak would say that because those are certain things that we talked about that a lot and we echoed those. That's how I know, man. Like we the realest in this game for real. Not to toot our own horn, but just the way we give it up for real. Like people scared to, to say this or that. But Memphis, like yo, and we were saying the same shit. Like dog, like we was in business together one time. They left on good terms. It wasn't like Jay-Z stole something from them.
Mm-hmm.
They split this shit 3 ways and kept going. So he's like, man, like you here, like running this man through the mud for years and years and years. And you expect this man, like I can't even like be a bridge. He's pretty much saying I can't even be a bridge between the two. How do I do that when you have, insinuated this man was doing all types of crazy shit on these interviews? Then he said, how much you getting paid? Same shit we said. What's your thoughts, man?
I mean, and for years. And I mean, he touched on so many things and hit so many buttons that you could touch on. I want to talk about, and I've been saying this and kind of banging the table on this for a few years now, the negative effect that paying for interviews has had on just the game in general and interviews in general. And this is a prime example. When you look at somebody dangling a carrot in front of your face, there's no longer integrity involved. There's no longer intellectual answers where you can get complex, nuanced responses and kind of start learning and dive into events and things that happen that you are interested in, because from a fan from afar, from the outside looking, you've seen it one way, but then you got a whole different level of storytelling behind the scenes, and it makes you love that situation even more and bring an appreciation. And you leave an interview going, damn, that shit did something to my soul. How many times starting out in this shit did we watch an interview and we was like, damn, or did we sit back and burn a couple and watch the interview together and it did something and it motivated or it sparked an idea for us to get behind these microphones and do it? You don't have that type of feeling anymore. And it came from people wanting to throw money in people's face because competition started getting heavy and people started whooping some ass. And the only way that you guys could fight and defend that was throw a couple dollars in somebody's pocket and start exploiting, because unfortunately we like to see black chaos. We just talked about it on the previous segment. Millions of views for slaughter and murder and chaos amongst the black community. Well, if you dangle something in somebody's face, I could talk some shit on somebody, or I could ask some questions to really dig in on somebody and give negative responses or put somebody down, because I know that will get me views. And in turn, I know that you're going to pay me a lot of money to go ahead and go down certain roads, because I know certain people, I don't know certain things, and I can entertain people in a way that they want to be entertained, which effectively is just nothing but blood. And when you see the people that went in on Diddy, you see the people that have been in on Jay-Z throughout the years, or these different kind of new type of interviews that we've seen that completely shit on somebody, and the whole interview and premise is based around taking down another man, this is what you get. And yeah, you will. I don't blame Jay-Z. I don't blame a lot of people for never speaking to certain people ever the fuck again, because of the levels and the bullshit that they've been through and have put them through for a couple of views or a couple of dollars. I know that Vlad was on the Breakfast Club a couple months ago, and I didn't watch the interview, but I seen the clip. And what was interesting to me was he was talking about paying for people, and he said something about, yeah, y'all do it too. He's like, no, we don't. We're the Breakfast Club. We don't pay for people. We know that historically, You are the type of platform that pay for people, and he's one amongst dozens that put out this type of journalism. But we ain't paying for that. We are respected on a different level. We don't got that kind of respect no more. It's money exchanging hands and bullshit being distributed. And Memphis Bleek hit it right on the head. And I don't want to take any credit away from him. But like you said, we've been saying this shit and doing this shit for years, bro. Saying it, doing it for years.
Nah, I mean, you definitely hit it on the head. Yeah, and we Breakfast Club wasn't paying for that shit. Like we the hottest shit out. You should be paying us.
Mm-hmm.
Come up here, and I always tell people 99.8% of our interviews we didn't pay. People came because of the platform that we built.
Yep.
It was never money ever even discussed. They were like, "Would you come on the platform?" Oh, for sure. Well, what date and time? Fast. So yeah, I think it definitely ruined the game to a certain extent. And I'm at the point where I kind of like, I don't want to even talk about ever paying for no interview again. Like, fuck that. If you want us to pay, then fuck you.
Yeah, and unfortunately, and it's because there's so much bad business that gets done behind it, because we've done good business with people, and Project Pat just kind of jumps up to the front of my head, where he values himself fairly. He gives honest answers, and we don't have to feel like we've paid you, so we're about to ask you a bunch of bullshit questions, and you got paid, so you got to give us a bunch of bullshit answers. You know what I mean? All right, you want to get compensated for your time? We hit him up during some real volatile times in Tennessee. Appreciate him. You know, like I said, he valued himself correctly. I appreciate that type of business. You also got brothers like a Faison Love, who has been paid, who you've offered and won't accept it, and will come do your shit on the strength of good content, doing shit the right way, feeding the culture. You know what I'm saying? So salute to those two type of individuals, because you got different scenarios. When you got these other niggas out here, 5 racks, 40 racks. Well, this dude done paid you 50 racks. How much more conversation can you give us? We're going to give you 40,000 for what? I guarantee you ain't made that on the show. Rick Ross, you want money for an interview. Nigga, I guarantee you ain't make the money that you asking for an interview on your last album, but you motherfuckers got a nerve to want to ask for money, ridiculous amounts for a simple conversation. Y'all niggas
Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. And you hit it on the head with the whole Memphis shit, man. It's like, I agree with him. It's like, I'm never, like, the where Dane went is the point of no return. It's like, I'm not fucking with you no more, dog. Like, you let a few $1,000s, like, cause I know for sure, like, all the people that Dame, think about it, all the people that he so-called put on, all the people, Kevin, all these dudes, they can wipe their ass for what Dame Dash is going through right now, his financial situation. Yeah, he can piss that shit out, Kevin Hart. Yep. Jay-Z can fart that shit out.
Yep.
They would have came. That's why relationships is important, man. Cause if I had a billionaire, millionaire in front, I'm like, man, I'm effed up right now, dog. You think, and I wouldn't really ask you for this, but
right,
bro, I need you. All right, man, I got you, because we got good relationships with people. I got you. Don't even worry about it. Don't even give it back.
Yep.
I mean, I want to see you do this. Case in point, Michael Vick with T.I.
Yep.
Remember that? T.I., I think he gave him like a 50, 100, something. Well, he gave him like a large sum of money when he was fucked up.
Yep.
Blessed him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Relationships. Could you imagine if Michael Vick was, biting this man out on podcasts and shit about something they went through? He would have never happened.
Yep.
So relationships are very, very important to maintain great relationships, because you never know when you're going to need somebody, and they never know when you're going to need them.
Yep.
And you may be like, well, damn, my man, I know he'll give it to me. I wouldn't do this, but I know he got me. And you can go to him, he's going to help you out and help you and your family out. So yeah, man, it's, it's crazy, man. I don't blame Jay-Z. Last thing, what do you think about a lot of people? Diddy is now suing people, bro. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yep.
He said, fuck that. He's suing this one company for like $100 million for lying on his name. Mm-hmm. What do you think? That's the last one, man. What do you think about that?
The chickens are gonna come home to roost. You know what I mean? We had a lot of questions on what Diddy would do when he started getting out. Will he go back to the original Diddy? Will he go harder than ever? Will he just fall back? But one thing we clearly see is he's not playing with his name anymore. And if you are out here putting his name through the ringer, and now some of you guys have been publicly, you know what I mean, I guess credited for putting his name out there. You know what I mean? You got a lot of white journalists out here calling your names out and want to interview in front of courtrooms. So now it's being seen. Hey, you made your bed, you got to lay in it. And if you can't prove without a shadow of a doubt a lot of that shit was true, and you was out here running your mouth for a couple dollars, here we go again, for a couple dollars, no Umar, you know what I'm saying? If you out here asking for a couple dollars, then you might have to go ahead and stand on what you said. And if you can't prove it, you're gonna owe that man a lot of money. And he's going and you think Cardi B is bad. You think Cardi B is ruthless in the Tasha K situation. I don't want to mess with Diddy and owing him money in this type of situation. So I think the chicken's about to come home to roost, man. I don't wish anything bad on anybody, but if you made your bed and you said some things wild about Diddy and you come for your neck, better be able to prove it.
Yeah. I agree. But yeah, man, another great episode. We almost hit, where we at? Almost 50 minutes, man. That's cool.
Man. We needed this shit, man.
Yeah, we definitely did. We had to get this out. You know what I mean?